Hi guys, this is Pompey and welcome to my channel. This is officially my first official video here on this channel, and I want to welcome you and thank all the subscribers. And if you're new and you're coming here for the first time and you've not subscribed, I kindly ask that you click the subscribe button and then you hang on for more videos and content about China, studying and on living here as they come. Today we're talking about scholarships here in China. It is apparent that studying in China is becoming like a thing of the moment. You know, China is like one of the largest destinations of studying like across the world. It's because China gives in so many scholarships every year with lots of amazing and interesting perks to students from across the world, and you see students flocking in from every single corner of the world. Here in China, there are students from Asia, there are students from Europe, from all parts of Europe. There are students from Americas, there are students from North America, there are students from the Caribbean, and of course, there are students from Africa. I'm a student from Africa and I'm from Sierra Leone. I'm studying in one of China's most prestigious universities here in Henan province in China. So today we're going to talk about scholarships. We're going to talk about the requirements for you to be able to get a scholarship in China. We're going to talk about the preparation processes. We're going to talk about the contact us, and we're going to talk about graduation and generally everything that has to do with scholarships. So I kindly ask that you stick till the end of the video so that you don't miss up on any one of the details today. Now, so there are different types of scholarships in China. Yeah, there are the Chinese government scholarship, the Confucius Institute scholarship, the BLCC scholarship, university scholarships, CSC scholarships, Chinese university scholarship, embassy scholarships, Shanghai government scholarship, and a host of others. But today, we're going to base our research and our topic on basically two of the most important types of scholarships here in China, vis-a-vis the CSC scholarship and the university scholarships. Or maybe we're going to add the local government scholarships there also. Now, the CSC scholarship is actually tagged Chinese Scholarship Council. This is the official body that is created by the government of China to give scholarship to students from across the world. It can be given for bachelor's program, it can be given for master's degree program, and it can be given for PhD program. Second on the list is the university scholarships. There are up to 1,000 or 2,000 universities here in China. And most of these universities have schools for international studies. And it is these schools for international studies that are giving scholarships to students from across the world. Now, every one of these international schools at least have a program for international students that has to do with scholarship and living and studying in China. Third on the list is the local government scholarships. Now, China is made up of very many provinces and states. So each one of these provinces, in some point in time, had a scholarship that has to do with their local government. So this local government actually gives scholarship to international students for them to be able to come into China and learn the Chinese language, learn the Chinese culture, and then are able to get professional degrees and then go back to their country. So let's start with the CSC scholarship. The CSC scholarship has different types. There's the type A, there's the type B, and there's the type C, and so on and so forth. The type A is mostly given to embassies and friends of China, like in diplomatic relations. They are sent into government, and the government in such countries are able to give these scholarships to people that they deem fit to get these scholarships. So mostly you will not be able to apply for these scholarships here in China by yourself. Or should I say, you have to go through the government of your country to be able to get the scholarship. You can't be able to apply through CSC for those kind of scholarship, especially the type A scholarship. The type B scholarship is generally the most popular of all the CSC scholarships because it's one of the best scholarships that any student can actually get here in China and in most parts of the world because it comes with its own perk and it's really, really prestigious. And the CSC scholarship comes with a lot of benefits. It covers your tuitioning of whatever it is you're learning here in China. It covers your living expenses. I think it's about 3,000 Chinese yuan, which is almost about $500 US dollars, yeah, in conversion. And then you're given like a accommodation, and whatever university you're studying, you're given accommodation, yeah, either inside campus or outside of the campus. It has been paid for, and then your insurance has been covered, and then of course your registration and all the other little bills you'll have to pay. But make sure you get this straight. the CSC Type B scholarship does not cover your flight fee. So if you're thinking of applying for a CSC Type B scholarship, know that you'll have to fend for yourself and you're able to get enough money to be able to buy your ticket to and from your country, because the Type B CSC scholarship doesn't cover that. That is CSC. Let us move on to the local government scholarship. Like I said, the local government scholarships are actually given by the local government, in the province or in the city in which you're studying. Like for instance, if you're studying in Henan province, there's the Henan government scholarship. If you're studying in Shanghai, there's a Shanghai government scholarship, and so on and so forth. This covers most of the things, but not all that the CSC covers. Now, it can cover your tuition, it can cover your accommodation, and then it can give you stipend, depending on the province you're studying or the government you're dealing with. There are some government that will give you 1,500. There are some that will give you 1,000 or maybe 1,200 for a master's degree, and maybe 2,000 or 2,500 for PhD as stipend per month. So when you're choosing your school or you're choosing the kind of scholarship you need to choose, you need to make sure you get all your facts right. And there's also the type of scholarship that is called the One Belt, One Road. This is actually for countries that are actually in the One Belt, One Road initiative, or these countries that are referred to as One Belt and One Road countries. I will send a link down at the description so that you see countries that are eligible to apply for the One Belt, One Road scholarship. Now, to get a scholarship in China is a bittersweet experience, because some people see it as very easy and some people see it as very difficult or hard. But it largely depends on how much prepared you are to be able to get this. That is how you're going to see it. If you're prepared for it, then you're going to see it as a very easy process. But if you've not prepared for it, you're going to see it as a very daunting and difficult task. Now, the scholarship covers mostly bachelor's program, master's program, and PhD program. So, what are the eligibilities? What are the criteria for you to be able to apply that makes you eligible to be able to apply for one of these scholarships that have been mentioned? Number one, you must be a non-Chinese national. That means you are not supposed to be a Chinese to be able to apply for these. You should be a non-Chinese person. You must have covered, or you must have completed a bachelor's program if you want to apply for a master's program, or you must have completed a master's program to be able to apply for a PhD program, or you must have completed like 16 years or 7 years of high school for you to be able to apply for a bachelor's program. Thirdly, for you to be able to apply for any one of these programs, you must be in good health. That's why when you're applying for this program, you'll have to go through medical checks in your country. There is a Chinese form that is actually used for the medical checks in your country. You go to any hospital that is a legitimate hospital, a registered hospital. You do your test, get the forms filled and signed and stamped by a medical doctor or a practicing medical professional, and then you add it to your application. You must also be somebody with a very clean sheet. No criminal record must be tracked against your name. That is why, before you apply, you'll have to go through the authorities in your country, maybe the police or the criminal investigation department or wherever, and be able to get a certificate that clearly states that your name has been checked, your character has been checked, and you have nothing tainting your name or your character or any criminal record whatsoever. You must be able to get a research proposal. What is this research proposal? This is your kind of your study plan. What are you planning on studying in China? You just don't get up and say, okay, I want to come and study medicine, and then you don't have a plan for it. You should be able to get a plan that will actually help you or aid you in actually getting a scholarship here in China. And there are age limits also. If you want to apply for a bachelor's program, you must not be above 25. So if you want to apply for a bachelor's program, make sure that if you are above 25, you don't waste your time, because it's going to be futile. If you want to apply for a master's program, you must be between 30 or below. And then for a PhD program, between 35 and then and the rest of it. So, like I said, for you to be able to apply for a scholarship, for any one of these scholarships that have been mentioned before, you need to be able to get certain documents up and ready. Remember, you don't come into a process like this half-baked or half-prepared. You need to be fully prepared to the bone. You need to be armed to the teeth for you to be able to maximize your chances of actually getting a scholarship. Now, for you to be able to apply for any one of these scholarships, be them the Chinese government scholarship, the Confiscov Institute scholarship, or local government scholarships, or even university scholarships, you must be able to get documentations. Now, what are these documents? I'm going to put them on the screen so that you see them. You need to be able to have a passport that is valid for at least 3 or 6 months. So if you know your passport is almost expiring, you must try to renew it before you try applying. Secondly, you must be able to get a transcript. That's a copy of all your work that you've done in your school, all your grades put together, and it must be the international version. You must be able to get a medical examination form, which is going to be filled in by a medical doctor or a registered medical practitioner in your country. I'm going to include a link for those of you that are interested in seeing it so that you see exactly how it is, and then if you want it, you can download it. You must be able to get your passport photos, at least 2 or 4 passport photos, because they are going to be needed. Yeah, your degree certificate, whatever degree you did, whether it was bachelor's degree or master's degree, you must be able to get the originals of those certificates. And if you're coming from high school, you must be able to get your school leaving certificate. You must be able to get your birth certificate because it's also important, and you must also get a non-criminal record. In our country, we call it the police clearance. A non-criminal record you get from the authorities in your country, maybe the Criminal Investigation Department, or maybe the police, or any other authority that is in charge of actually giving such document. You must have it, and it must be valid. And you must get a study plan, because you can't just slip into the air and you say you want to come and study on a scholarship, especially scholarship this prestigious, without a study plan. So you must be able to get a plan. You must know what you want to come and study and get a plan in that regard. So after you've gotten all your documents ready, you move on to the next stage. The next stage is the research stage. What is the research stage? It is the stage where you determine or you decide what you want to study, why you want to study it, and where exactly you want to study it. Because if you don't have a plan at all, then I tell you, just step back and then go, because it's a waste of time. The whole thing is difficult as it is. So if you're not planned for it, then you might as well just go back and sit. So for you to be able to apply, like I said earlier on, you must be able to have a plan. You must be able to get your research plan up and ready. For instance, if you're planning on applying for like a master's degree program, yeah, you must be able, for CSE, you should be able to contact a professor in the particular field. All universities on their website or even on the CSE website, you can check in there and you will see a list of all the universities that offers CSE scholarships and all the list of the professors of each and every one of these universities that are actually in charge of accepting students and getting research done. So when you get to a particular, when you get to the CSE website, click onto the particular university that you're interested in, and then look down for the list of professors. When you see a list of the professors, you're going to be able to tell which one of these many professors are actually doing a research in line with what you want to do. When you're able to get this professor, you are going to forward the professor, you're going to send him an email. When you send him an email, on this email, you'll have to make sure you attach your curriculum vitae, detailing all what you've done, including your research and everything. And then you must send him a cover letter. This cover letter is basically you asking the professor to actually be your supervisor, to supervise your thesis throughout the study period. You get the letter, you get your CV, and maybe your research proposal, and then you send it to the supervisor. And then, if they reply to your email, agreeing or accepting you as a student in their research field, then you can move on to the next stage. But this is totally different from the other types of scholarship. The process that I just explained about professors and everything is for the CSE scholarship. But for local government scholarships or university scholarships, most of these are not necessarily included. For the local government scholarship, for instance, you're going to download the form the local government, say for instance, Enan Government Scholarship, you are going to download the Enan Government Scholarship form from the Enan Government Scholarship website, and then you fill it mostly with pen, and then you sign it, and then you attach a photo of yourself there, and then you scan it, and then you go to the university that is offering these scholarship. Like for instance, the Enan Government Scholarship is being offered by Enan University in Central China. So after you filled the Enan Government Scholarship form, and then you upload it, you come to the Enan University website, get the scholarship form there, and then you fill it, and then you attach all your documents, all the documents that you have with you. You attach them there, and then you do your application. It is quite easy that way. Unlike the CSC, where you'll have to reach out to a professor, get an acceptance from them for the first place, and then apply again on the CSC website, and then you're able to complete the process. So this is where we stop for today. In our next video, we're going to be discussing the rest of the other steps. I don't want this to be too long, so we're going to discuss the other steps in the other video. And then I kindly ask that if there are any questions or clarifications that you need made, you kindly just put them in the comment section, and then you can contact me directly so that I can give you as much insight, advice, or help that you might need. And if you want me to help you through the process, you can actually just reach out to me also in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And thank you. Until tomorrow again for the next session. Bye-bye.